if you're seeing this message, you're at a very pivotal point in your life. We are currently, obviously with this year of karma, seeing a lot of what's on people's hearts being played out. There's a lot of unmasking and unveiling of who people truly are. And we're seeing this on a grand stage, but also in our personal lives. And a lot of us are being called to, throughout this chaos, take a look at ourselves and see what's truly on our hearts. That this is a call to see who you are truly. Sort of like when everything is chaotic, who are you? How do you act when, you know, everything's flying? And it's when things just aren't as they seem, or when the curtain is pulled back. For a lot of you, you are getting some divine justice that is long overdue, like years long. And for some of you, this is something that you never thought that you would receive like your good karma for. Not only because it's been so long, but just the way some things happened, the way some things were covered up or you were silenced, that you didn't think anything would ever come of it, and that the only option that you had in this life was to move forward accordingly and sort of like leave it behind. And this is a sign that you have not been forgotten, and that I've said this before in one of my previous readings, that nothing goes unnoticed and nothing goes unseen, and that the longer you have to wait to see your karma, the greater things are going to be. A lot of you have been tested recently because you have a great purpose over your life, and you're being asked to reframe obstacles, especially with the Hanged Man here. You're being asked to take a different look. See your life from a different perspective at this point in time. With the Justice reversed here, this ties along with my message that you really didn't think you were ever going to get justice, or that you almost have like a warped view of it, that like my justice is just me moving forward and still being here, essentially. Yeah, with this Three of Cups reversed, you may have felt like there wasn't a lot to celebrate, that like, oh, there's really no good karma coming in. It's just, you know, life is kind of like a move forward and keep going, keep grinding until you're off this earth kind of thing. With my Three of Swords reversed here, this is a signal that like you have been very hurt, but you have this kind of healing coming in for you. And to kind of go back to this message, you're seeing a lot of unveiling happening here, not just on the grand scale, but like in your personal life. And you're being called to reflect, as you may have had to do over the years, and you're being called to do it again, on who's really for you. Who is it that you're really looking at in this day-to-day space? Who are these people that you may be following, people that you consider mentors, or even people that you consider friends or acquaintances? You're being asked to review everything as people's hearts are really being revealed, so you can see what's on your heart. And you're kind of being called to act on what is inside of you, and that your response to everything that's going on, everything in your life, everything in the outer world, has everything to say about you. And that there's obviously a lot of finger pointing that I see in the spiritual community, but also on a grand scale, in that some of you are being asked to see that projection or pointing fingers is usually someone's biggest confession. I'll explain that. A lot of you are coming out of a hard time. With this Nine of Wands here, there's this person reaching for a cup, and as you can see, there's two people, one's looking ahead and one's looking behind. And I'm getting this energy of like a foot in both worlds. You're leaving behind a really troubled time, and you may be struggling to embrace kind of like a more relaxed, peaceful era, and that's actually what could be causing disturbances in your life, where this time has been so tumultuous. There's a lot of change going on. Yeah, and a lot of healing is being done right now. And for those of you that are really struggling with this change, because I find that this isn't ever spoken about, so I guess I'll create a little space to talk about it, is that going from a place of pain to a place of peace The peace feels like an attack. Like you start, like you attack yourself. Where if everything you've asked for is peace and all you've ever known is to fight, when you're not fighting, it feels like you're doing something wrong, or it feels like everything is going wrong in your life. And then you sort of start to fill the space, and you're realizing that when you start to fill the space, you're actually like repeating negative cycles, almost because like if you don't have something to fight, you don't know what else to do with yourself. And so with this Knave of Pentacles, it's like you're being asked to study yourself. And with this skull down here, it's almost like this dead version of you, or this version of you that you're leaving behind, or left behind, this hurt version of you. You're being asked to take a look at your patterns and see how they're affecting you right now. With this Nine of Swords at the bottom of my deck, I'm getting it's bringing you a lot of despair or anxiety and troubles. And the only thing I can say when you're experiencing this is just the inner study, the inner reflection. That as hard as it can be when you're going through these times, the only way out is through, and the way through is by going within. And that can be hard, like when you've asked for peace, is getting what you asked for, because now you're sitting in the quiet. And I find that like what you went through was really difficult, but the healing is even harder. And that's, I feel like, not really mentioned enough, because obviously you don't want to discourage anyone from healing, but I think it's also fair to be completely honest about that journey. That like that's when you wonder why people don't heal, and like the people in your life who may have hurt you, and you're wondering like why didn't they like change or do better, for if not themselves, then like the people around them that they're supposed to care about. That's why, because like the self-reflection and the responsibility that you have to take to heal can feel impossible, and some people can't or think they can't do that. So it takes a lot of strength to heal, and a lot of willpower. Yeah, this Empress card to me is like a good omen, like positivity, that you can embrace this fullness, this kind of like lush, peaceful, embodied, powerful energy, and that you can find power in your peace. You can find the stability in your peace, and you can embrace and have everything that you've asked for, and that you're strong enough to come out the other side. I'm being really drawn to this bee on the woman's face, so this may be a sign for some of you. You could be seeing bees around. This message is kind of all over the place, but what I find is really happening right now is we're being called to see what's going on inside of us and what's on our hearts, and to take accountability for whatever it is that we're seeing in our emotional responses to it. And I also want to emphasize that for those of you where justice is overdue, you have recently seen or you will see a sign, basically like karma's coming back around. And if this message resonates with you, let me know. If you'd like your own personal reading, you can head to the link at the top of my page. It's in my Etsy shop. You can also grab this shirt there, or you can grab it in my TikTok shop link below.